Here, Coach Anderson, Cammy, and Braden and Price make their way out here. We'll take the few minutes here just to thank a couple people, Coach Wybera and Coach Charles, Coach Tucker, and these baseball guys for coming up with this, what I think is a great idea, and putting this all together. Coach Wybera organizing this, and I just want to think he deserves a lot of credit for this. Also want to thank Coach Delatorre and the Fort Scott players and fans for indulging us this time to do this, because I think it's a very worthwhile thing. Coach Wybera provided me a cheat sheet too, so I'm going to cheat off it a little bit. Today, ladies and gentlemen, it's our privilege to take a moment and honor LCHS baseball coach Brian Anderson and his family for their contributions to the Grizzly baseball program. With Coach Anderson on the field,
that's your cue.
Today are his wife Cammy and his boys Braden and Price. You guys come up here and stand beside me so I don't feel like I'm out here by myself. You know, it's not often that you get an opportunity to talk about someone and honor someone who means so much to you personally, and that's kind of the position I'm in today. And I told these guys when we thought about this idea, they were telling me about it, and Coach Wybera, and I told them, I said, I can talk about Coach Anderson all day, so I hope you indulge me a little bit here, and if I can keep my composure, and we'll talk as long as we can here about Coach Anderson and his family. Brian began coaching for the Grizzlies in the spring of 2003, and ever since then our program has improved as a direct influence of Coach Anderson and his family. Prior to joining the LCHS baseball program, Brian coached and managed the Coffeyville Rockies select traveling team from '97 to 2003. Coach Anderson is a Coffeyville native and earned All-State baseball honors as a shortstop, just like the guy who this field's named after, an Altamont native, Mr. Vic George. Brian played 2 years at Coffeyville Community College and 1 year at Kansas State University. I don't know, I have to read what he did, I don't know. Even, you know, all this baseball experience we can rattle off that Coach Anderson has, he probably learned the most coaching these two little guys out here, and he'd probably be the first one to tell you that. And you know, as we talk today, I know it's hard on Coach Anderson to be out here and not be able to be out here and coach, and it's going to be harder when these two little guys are playing this summer. And we hope by then he'll be able to get out there and at least yell something at them. You know, baseball is kind of like the game of life in a lot of ways. So, you know, it's obvious when you see the Anderson family together that Coach Anderson, he made a pretty good fielding play when he married Cammy and began Team Anderson in 1995. And that's kind of the biographical background on Coach Anderson. And like I said, I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the person and the man that Coach Anderson is and why we're here today honoring him and his family. Brian was first diagnosed with cancer in his throat in April of 2000. And, you know, you've heard how much he loves baseball, and we've talked a lot about baseball, and, you know, the first thing probably went through a lot of people's minds was, you know, well, what did he do to get this? We don't know. Brian never chewed tobacco or smoked a day in his life. You know, but yet I've been around him for a lot of years, and I've never heard him say why. Why does this happen to me? You know, so I mean that's one of the reasons that I look up to this man. I talked to some of these players that you see behind me, and I asked him. I said, "What does it mean what does Coach Anderson mean to you? Why are we retiring his jersey?" And I just want to read some of the quotes that they had to say. Coach Anderson put the game of baseball in perspective. Every time I would think baseball or school was getting hard, Coach was there. Always smiling, always happy, and always enjoying himself being out here on the baseball field. You always had a chance to be successful when he was your coach. He loves the game and taught us to love it. Coach Anderson has taught us so much beyond baseball. How to be a man, how to be a Christian father, a husband, and a coach. We wish he was able to be with us this season and finish it off. Coach Anderson started coaching here when these seniors were freshmen, and I think that's a sentiment of everybody here. And we're just, you know, and this next quote is a sentiment of everybody here too. We're excited to see him here and have him watch us play. And that's, I thought that was pretty special. Coach Anderson is truly a special person who God is using to touch so many lives, including mine and my family's. You know, when I first asked Brian to come out and help us coach, you know, I admit I was being selfish. It was pretty personal on my part, because I wanted to win baseball games. And I knew he was the guy who could help us win baseball games. And little did I realize how much he would teach all of us about life and how many lessons we'd learn. You know, Coach Anderson's the strongest and toughest person I know. And he gets that strength from his family, Cammie and Braden and Price, his mom and dad, Pam and Larry, Cammie's mom and dad, Russ and Terry. Family is very important to Coach. And he also gets that strength, and the main source of his strength is from God. And you know, when Brian, this last time, was told that the cancer was back, it was right in the middle of baseball season, and I remember, you know, the day when the doctor called and said it's back for the third time. Mind you, not the first, not for the third time. And you know, I'm sitting there thinking, man, you know, what is going on? And you know, Brian got the call and he was at work at the cell barn, and I think he stopped working maybe 30 minutes, maybe. And 30 minutes later, he was back to work. And he came to practice, and you know, not a whole lot was said. I didn't know what to say. We came out here and we practiced just like normal. And that's just the way Coach Anderson has always approached it. We went in after practice, and finally I couldn't take it anymore. I said, you know, what's going on? You know, are you in denial? What's going on here? You know, and he looked me in the eye and he said, Coach, I'm not afraid of dying. I said, I'm not afraid to die. He said, mind you, I'm not ready, because I got these boys and I got this wife and I got this family that I'm not ready to die. But he said, I'm not afraid to die. And you know, we talked for 2 hours, and that's not unusual for us to talk for 2 hours after practice, but we didn't talk about baseball. And you know, Brian knows who holds his future. He knows where he's going to be, and anybody who gets a chance to talk to him and witness his testimony, it's just amazing. And you know, God is in control, and God's not finished with Brian yet. He's not finished with Coach Anderson, and that's why today we're only semi-retiring his jersey. Today is our honor to semi-retire Coach Brian Anderson's game jersey number 7, to recognize all that he and his family have meant to Grizzly baseball, and more importantly to the students and their families he has touched along the way. Coach Anderson's jersey will be a permanent fixture in the facilities at Labette County High School. Jordan, you do the honors, Mr. Gosford.